These are the three most popular types of charts in the world of finance. All the way to the left, we have the most simple and basic line chart. In the middle, we have the bar chart. And all the way to the right is my favorite, the candlestick chart. If you're brand new to day trading or investing and are looking to learn more about charts, this video is for you. We're going to take a look at three most commonly used types of charts, and then we're going to dive deeper into the basics on how to read them. All three of these charts have some similarities and many differences, so first let's dive into some of the similarities that they share. The first similarity that they have is that they're not only used for stocks and equities, but also for futures, for forex, for crypto, for options, for ETFs, any instrument that you want to trade. You could use any of these charts for that. All of these charts, of course, do have a time axis on the bottom here, which I have cut off and cropped out. I'll get an example a little bit later. The time axis shows you the length of time for that specific chart. And then you have the price axis, which shows you the price of the instrument you're looking at currently. All of these charts have a customizable time frame, which we'll get into it in more detail a little bit later what the time frames are. But without getting too complicated, let's just dissect what we see on the screen right now. To get started, all these charts have same exact information, which is Apple stock displayed from 9:30 to 4 p.m. So it's 1 day worth of price action in a 5-minute time frame, which you could see here. And what that means is each of these candles that you see here, it's 5 minutes worth of time. So this is the open here. This black line here, this black box is open to close. This candle opens at 9:30 and it closes at 9:35. The next one opens at 9:35 and it closes at 9:40, and so on and so forth. And same thing with the bars, 9:30 to 9:35, 9:35 to 9:40, and so on and so forth, all the way till 4 p.m. And the line chart's a little bit different. It's displayed differently, so we'll get into that in a little bit. But just so you guys know, all those time frames are adjustable, and different strategies require different time frames. When we talk about the candlestick charts, we'll actually compare the same information in different time frames. All right, so up first, we do have the line chart, since it's the most basic and simple type of chart. I know CNBC will use that on TV when they're showing their charts, and then I know applications like Robinhood has a line chart as well. I didn't know how to read a line chart for the longest time. I just saw lines and that's all I thought it was. However, there's a way to actually read the line chart, and it's really simple, as it only shows the closing price over the selected time frame. So you have a 5-minute time frame. Again, this is very customizable, so it could be a 1 minute, it could be a 2 minute, it could be a 5 minute, an hourly, anything in between you could imagine. It could be that. Some charts even have, some platforms even have like a 10-second time frame. So every time there's a point made, that's the closing of the 5 minutes. So there's a point made every 5 minutes. So at 9:30, 9:35, at 9:40, 9:45, 9:50. In this instance, it was a 1-minute chart, it would be every minute. If it was an hourly chart, it would be in every hour. And basically you just draw a line between those 2 points, point A, point B. However, it does get tricky sometimes, like in this instance where it's a straight line down. And how can you tell exactly where the 5-minute ended? You really can't, right? The only way you could tell is by looking at the time axis here, which all charts have, and I could show you an example really quickly of that. Time axis, you would be able to tell where the 5-minute ends. However, in this instance, it's kind of hard to do so. But then again, maybe you don't need that information, right? So it's just showing you, like in past time, if you were looking back at a chart to see what was happening in that time frame. This is an illustration to show you, like, just making points with close and close, and you'll see the examples with the candlesticks and the bars a little bit later to see how the 4 points are made instead of just the 1 point. Yeah, I would recommend this for most basic applications like investing or long-term holds. However, sometimes it can be beneficial for day trading. I do not use this, but I might eventually, since sometimes less is more. What I mean by that is, in day trading, you make a plan, you have a strategy, you make a plan, but sticking to that plan sometimes is very difficult because of the things that are happening on the chart and the information you're getting from the market. So having less information happen might be beneficial and allows you to stay in that trade a little bit longer and stick to your plan. Now we have the bar chart, which is the OHLC chart, which stands for open, high, low, and close. It's also a very popular type of charting. And let's just dive right into it and let's explain how we actually read this thing. We are looking at the 5-minute time frame. And unlike the line chart, which gave us only 1 point of information, this one gives us 4 points of information for every 5 minutes of trading. So we have the open, we have the high, we have the low, and we have the close. Reminder that the line chart only gave us the closing price every 5 minutes, and this one gives us all 4 points. Each vertical line, so all these bars, indicate the low and the high. So how low did the price get in that 5 minutes, and how high did it get? Now the dash on the left shows you the open price, and the dash on the right shows you the closing price. Then the next bar will always open where the previous one closed. Okay, and that will be always every 5 minutes in this instance. So 9:30, 9:35, 9:40, always. We have green bars and then we have red bars. Now how do we distinguish how does one happen? When the bar is green, that indicates that the bar opened lower and it closed higher. If it was the reverse, so if the bar opened here and then it closed down here, let's just make a line, this bar would then be red because the price indicated that it closed lower from where it opened, so there was a decrease in price action. So for example, this 5 minutes, it was a bullish price action because the price went up. However, the red ones, the price goes down. So this is a perfect example right here. So we have all of these going straight down. So this one closes here, this one opens, goes down, closes, this one opens. As you can see, this one opens, it jumps up for that 1 minute, and then before the 5 minutes is over, it goes right back down and it closes at the lows, and so on and so forth. Again, the red bar indicates the candle closed lower from the open, and then the green indicates that the candle closed higher from the open. And last but not least, we have the most commonly seen on YouTube, also my favorite way of charting, the candlestick chart. The candlestick chart is composed of the Japanese candlesticks. So let's take a closer look and let's dissect what information each candle will give us. So of course we have 3 parts of a candlestick, but still will give us 4 points of information, same as the bar. So we have the open, we have the close, we have the high and the low of that trading period. So we have the body of the candle, which is this, the solid portion. This is the body, and the body represents the open and the close of that trading period. If the stock closes higher than open, then the candle will be green because there was an increase in price in that stock during that time frame. And if it closes lower than it opened, then it will be red because there was a decrease in price. So this candle, can you guess what color it would be? It opened here and it closed higher. Of course, that would be a green candle. But if it reversed and the candle closed down here, then that would be a red candle. However, each new candle opens at previous candle's closing price, which means once you really understand the candlestick chart, you don't need the colors. You don't need to see green or red. It's easier to see and much faster to understand, but let me show you an example. So we have the same exact chart. It's a little bit more zoomed in here. I just changed the color of the candlesticks. However, you could clearly see which one is green and which one is red. Or is it not? It's really not clear, but you have to think about it, then it's clear, if that makes sense. But in here, if this candle opened here and closed down there, why is it closed down here? Because this one opened here, right? So if this one opened right there, that means that one closed right there. So this one was green, and then this one was also green because this one opened higher. If this one was red, this one would have opened down here, if that makes sense. Now this one was definitely red because this candle opened on the lowest end of that candle, on the lower portion of the body. If this candle was green, this candle would open right there, even with the top here. Okay, so that's one way to see. So this candle, that candle is green because this one opened at the upper portion of that. But even though I've been trading for 5-6 years, I would still have to think about this when I see it like that. But sometimes it's good to use this kind of chart again, because less information, you don't see the red, you don't see the green, so you don't get as affected mentally. But that's just a little tip. Once you really understand how that works, is again the low here, this one opened right there at the close, so that one's red because the open was right there, this was the close. All right, so I hope that helps a little bit. And here we have a live chart to show you guys an example of two different time frames and how that works. So on the right side here we have a 5-minute time frame, and on the left side here we have a 1-minute time frame. The market just opened at 9:30. So this candle will finish trading when it's 9:35, versus here you can see there's already 4 candles, and there will be 5 candles to fit into one of these. These are the same exact, it's the same stock, it's Apple, and you could see how it's going up and down, and you could see more details about this versus this is more of a broader picture. So when there's 5 candles finished here, this candle will finish, a new one will open. Again, this is playing at 3 times speed. Here is the new candle, so now it's 9:35, and this is the 6th candle here already, since it's a 1-minute chart. And then let's say if I change that to a 2-minute chart, there would be only now 3 candles, since it's on the 6th minute, right? So for every 5 of these candles, it'll be 10 minutes, will be 2 of these candles. That's also 10 minutes. Now let's change the 5-minute to the bar side. And let's put this on the 5-minute here on the candle side. So that's looking side by side of the 2 different types of charts. And then last but not least, as you guys could see, we have the left and then we have the right, which is the close. That's why the left one doesn't move. The right one does move, and that's gonna finish, that's gonna just stop whenever the 5-minute period is over. And the wick here, or the bar, is the high, versus this is the high here. As I mentioned earlier, the price axis is a little bit adjustable, so as you could see, I'm able to make the price a little bit different, which makes a huge difference in how the candles actually look like. I'm trying to make them the same size, since they should be the same size. As you guys could see, if I draw on this chart and that chart, they are looking the same. I do prefer the look of the candles over the bars, but it's all preference. So this is the line chart here, just to give you an idea of what that looks like versus the bar chart. And again, there's multiple time frames that you could go on and get a different look depending on what kind of trading you guys want to do. So this would be a 15-minute time frame, and then this is the time axis, so I could go back all the way, a few days. So if you guys enjoyed this video, thank you guys so much. Please hit that like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.